Greetings. This is the second lesson to The Art of War, Chapter 1. I'll be starting from verses 2 and going through verses 10. So this will be the topic of discussion. I will explain each verse. It says, verse 2, it says, "It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence, it is a subject of inquiry, which can on no account be neglected." Basically, it's a summary of the first verse, saying that, once you understand that the discipline of being able to address conflict is important to the state, the mind state, the body, the spiritual state, yourself, your complete holistic self, being able to address conflict systematically from a discipline standpoint and from a self-inquiry standpoint is beneficial. It will determine whether you are successful or whether you fail. Whether you will be safe or whether you will become ruined. And it is a subject which must always be thought about, engaged in intellectually. So that's the meaning of verse 2, that I get from it. It's a continuation from verse 1. Verse 3 says, "The art of war then is governed by 5 constant factors to be taken into account in one's deliberations when seeking to determine the conditions in the field." So basically, this verse is telling us that we must have certain standards of measurement when it pertains to addressing a particular conflict, or being able to see the power, the momentum, the potency, and the intensity of a conflict in which you're about to engage in. So you need a specific rule of measurement when you're looking into the chaos within yourself or the chaos in your environment in which you have to navigate. So these principles, these 5 principles, engaging the situation, they are, verse 4, these are the moral law, heaven, earth, the commander, method, and discipline. It says 5 and 6, "The moral law causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger." Basically, how I would apply the moral law is those virtues and morals that I hold dear, I'm willing to engage, in conflict with my morals as my standard. And I'm willing to, lose my life as it pertains to my physical life, my mental and social standing. I'm willing to give up all of those for morals and values that I hold dear. So, my emperor is God. So I'm willing to, follow God, and if it means my own demise. So that's what the moral law means to me. Then it says heaven signifies night and day, cold and heat, times and seasons. So heaven symbolizes the weather. That's verse 7. Heaven symbolizes the weather, whether it's night or day, whether it's cold or hot, the times and seasons. We know that when we go outside, we gauge the weather. So if it's hot outside, we don't wear long sleeves for the most part. We wear shorts, we wear a short sleeve shirt. Our tennis shoes, we may wear tennis shoes instead of boots, depending upon the climate. So we, use that principle of heaven, which is weather, in our everyday, living. So, if it's cold outside, we dress appropriately. We dress in attire that will keep us warm. So, and we navigate during the day, according to nighttime and daytime. We operate different according to the degree of light outside. So that's the symbolism or my meaning of heaven. And it says verse 8 is earth. Earth comprises distances great and small, danger and security, open ground and narrow passes, the chances of life and death. So, Earth comprises the terrain, how safe the terrain is, how narrow, how wide, how open, how closed, how dangerous, and how secure the ground is. So the earth symbolizes the terrain in which you have to navigate, and also it could be the mental terrain in which you have to navigate when you're discussing principles that will help one overcome the rugged terrain of themselves. So as heaven also can symbolize temperament, hot and cold, a quick temper or a slow temper, or wisdom or foolishness, night and day. So we can look at these from an analytical perspective. Okay, then it says 9. The commander stands for the virtues of wisdom, sincerity, benevolence, courage, and strictness. Any commander, whether that's us or someone we follow, should be filled with wisdom, should be sincere, should be benevolent, should have courage and strictness. These are the standards of a leader. Anyone in charge of leading anyone should have these capabilities. If we don't have wisdom, we cannot effectively lead. If we're not sincere in wanting to help people and to help ourselves, then we can't effectively lead. We need courage to be able to address the frightfulness within ourselves and the frightfulness within others. We need to develop these qualities, these effective characteristics of a leader. So the last one is verse 10. Method and discipline are to be understood: the marshaling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduation of rank amongst the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and control of military expenditure. We know that method and discipline is the way that they get the army together, and understand having everybody in its order, from the sergeant to the lieutenant, to the captain, from the regular officers. Everything is structured, everything is marshaled, meaning they're run together through discipline and patriotism, and to the overall scheme as it pertains to military strategy and pride. So we understand from a physical standpoint, this is gathering people together in a orderly fashion. So we can also do that by gathering our ideas, gathering our intentions according to their intensity and potency, and the way that they can help us acquire our goal. So we don't have to order people, we can order our thoughts and intentions. So it says the graduation of rank amongst officers, putting those things that are most important that will help us obtain our goal as far as interior insight or exterior insight, putting those things, putting first things first and last things last. And then it says the maintenance of roads. We know that that's keeping roads clear so that you can navigate to get from one place to another, to make sure that your army is being fed. We use this as being meditation. I'm keeping the roads of my mind clear so that the inspiration of God can have a clear road to be able to replenish my army, my thoughts, my intentions, the spirits around me that are guiding me to do greater things than what I think I'm capable of. So, and the last part is control of military expenditure. We know that that's budget. You know that you have to budget. You have to save money to pay bills, to pay rent, to pay light bill, to pay car insurance. You have to budget your finances so that the army, your family, your life situation can be maintained. This also, from a spiritual perspective, you are harnessing your energy. You're not allowing your energy to escape due to gossip and negativity, but your energy is directed towards the goal of victory. So those are my understanding from verses 1 through 10. Namaste.